Wither? The Wither is one of the 2 official bosses in the base Minecraft game. Unlike the Ender Dragon, the Wither does not exist organically and does not need to be defeated to quote-unquote beat the game. You have to summon it yourself, which means this whole disaster is 100% on you. To spawn the Wither, you need 3 Wither skeleton skulls and 4 soul sand or soul soil blocks. Getting the skulls is the real grind. You have to farm Wither skeletons in nether fortresses, and the drop rate is so low it feels personal. Once you've got 3, place the soul sand in a T-shape and stick the skulls on top. And then run. Seriously. The Wither starts with a brief charge-up phase where it floats and flashes, then it explodes. After that, it starts flying around, shooting explosive skulls everywhere, which deal way too much damage if you're on Bedrock Edition. It has 2 phases. In the first, it flies around launching Wither skulls, blowing up everything in sight. Once it drops to half health, it gains armor and becomes immune to arrows, so you'll have to finish it off with melee attacks. Good luck with that. The Wither gives you the Wither effect, which is like poison, but worse. It drains your health and turns your hearts black, so you can't tell how close to death you are. Fun dot. If you manage to finally kill it, the Wither drops a nether star, which is used to craft a beacon. Ender Dragon. The Ender Dragon, the final boss of Minecraft, takes up a permanent residence in the End Dimension. He's also a freaking dragon that spews purple fire, shoots fireballs, and flies around with ease, so that's all pretty cool. The Ender Dragon is a massive, jet-black creature with glowing purple eyes and holds the title of the largest mob ever added to Minecraft. He is also acknowledged as the main antagonist and final boss of Minecraft. It's widely considered the final boss of Minecraft, and beating it is often seen as completing the game. Though, since Minecraft is a sandbox, the game doesn't really end. Unless you're a speedrunner chasing records or just here for the credits, your adventure can totally go on. If you want to fight the Ender Dragon, you'll need to reach the End Dimension, and that takes some preparation. First, you'll need Eyes of Ender, which are crafted using blaze powder and ender pearls. Ender pearls can be obtained by killing endermen or through piglin bartering in the nether. Blaze powder comes from blaze rods, which you get by finding a nether fortress and fighting blazes. Once you've got enough Eyes of Ender, you can start tossing them to locate a stronghold. Inside, you'll need to find the portal room and slot in the Eyes of Ender to activate the portal and open the way to the end. When you enter the end for the first time, you'll be greeted by the Ender Dragon flying around a ring of massive obsidian pillars. It's not exactly a warm welcome. On top of those pillars are end crystals, which heal the dragon during the fight, so your first priority is to destroy them. Most players use a bow or crossbow to shoot them down, but some are protected by metal cages, which means you'll have to build up and break them manually, all while avoiding the dragon's attacks. Once the crystals are gone, you can actually fight the dragon. While you can shoot it while it's flying, it moves quickly and stays high up, so your best chance to deal real damage is when it perches near the end portal fountain. This is where the fun starts. Attacking its head is the best option for the most damage. You can use any number of melee weapons, sword, axe, whatever you want. If you manage to survive a few rotations of it flying and perching, you should be able to do enough damage to kill the dragon. Now, this is all to say this is the traditional method of taking down the final boss. Yeah, Minecraft is a very cheesable game, and the final boss is no exception. Now, some of you might be thinking, what's the trick? Some kind of redstone trap? A secret mechanic? Nope. The answer is beds. Exploding beds. Because for some reason, trying to sleep in the end causes a massive explosion. And players being players, they figured out that you can weaponize that. So yeah, one of the most efficient ways to beat the Ender Dragon is blowing it up with beds. And to make matters even worse is the bed method is so powerful and kills the dragon so fast you don't even need to take out the healing crystals before you do it. Yeah, I think that might need a rework. End update when? Anyway, once you kill the dragon, it will drop an insane amount of XP and the unique one-of-a-kind Ender Dragon Egg, which does nothing but is cool nonetheless. Did I spend countless hours as a kid trying to hatch it? Maybe, but no hard feelings. Killing the dragon also gets you access to the rest of the End Dimension, which is where you will find things like End Cities and Elytras. Also, if you want to go through the Ender Dragon fight again, you can use End Crystals at the altar to summon him again for a rematch. Warden and Elder Guardian. I decided to group up the Warden and the Elder Guardian as they are not technically classified as bosses. However, I think they are close enough, and enough people classify them as such that they both deserve a special mention. Firstly, the Warden added in the Wild Update lives deep underground in the deep dark biome, specifically within ancient cities. And unlike other mobs, the Warden doesn't spawn normally. It rises out of the ground if you trigger a Skulk Shrieker too many times. Basically, if you're too loud, you get punished. The Warden is blind but has insanely sensitive hearing and smell. Sneak around too loudly or try to cheese it from a distance, and it'll find you. Once aggroed, it can't be distracted or baited. It just will barrel toward you, and, well, it's pretty unlikely you'll survive at this point. This mob is so powerful, it's actually not even meant to be killed. It deals the highest melee damage of any mob in the game, can kill you in 2 hits even with full netherite armor, and shrugs off most ranged attacks. Oh, and it has a ranged sonic boom that goes through shields and armor. But you can kill it, and you know what that means. Yeah, Minecraft fans will find a way. If you're actually stubborn enough and very prepared, it drops a single Sculk Catalyst. That's it. Now, on to the Elder Guardian. The Elder Guardian is found in ocean monuments and is basically the aquatic equivalent of a really angry turret. There are usually 3 of them per monument, and they act as mini-bosses guarding the gold room. They're the reason you get hit with mining fatigue the moment you try to break a single block. Yeah, I hate them already. In terms of combat, they fire a laser beam that locks onto you after a few seconds, and also have thorn-style damage if you try to melee them. Fighting them underwater in tight spaces makes it more frustrating than dangerous, but it's still not a fight you want to take unprepared. When you finally take them out, they drop some XP and a wet sponge. That's it. I am starting to sense a pattern from these Minecraft bosses. Useless loot. But hey, at least you can say you cleared an ocean monument, and now you have bragging rights. Mega Spud. The Mega Spud is technically a real boss in Minecraft, but only if you were around for Mojang's April Fool's 2024 update. In that joke update, Mojang added an entirely new dimension centered around poisonous potatoes. You could access it by placing a poisonous potato on a mysterious pedestal found in villages. And honestly, the potato dimension is a banger. Too bad Mojang made it an April Fool's update because, let's be real, it was better than all their updates in the past year combined. But alas, inside the potato dimension, you can find the Colosseum, which is where the Mega Spud resides. And yeah, this thing is no joke. It's a giant mutated potato with glowing purple spots, stubby limbs, and a serious case of boss energy. When you enter the arena, it kicks off a full-on boss fight complete with custom music, multiple attack phases, and even Elder Guardian minions for some reason. The Mega Spud will slam the ground, shoot out poisonous projectiles, and summon chaos with attacks that actually make you sweat. It's funny, sure, but it also goes way harder than an April Fool's boss probably should. To fight it properly, you'll want to grab the exclusive gear from the dimension, things like potato armor, the potato peeler sword, and the lashing potato, which is literally a grappling hook made of potato vines. Yeah, and people say Mojang doesn't have the ability to make this stuff. Here's the proof. There is no crazy reward for beating it other than the bragging rights of taking down the hardest boss in Minecraft, a potato. At least this guy isn't a beetroot, now that would be terrifying. Corrupted Cauldron. The Corrupted Cauldron is the first real boss you fight in Minecraft dungeons. It sits still but summons waves of mobs and surrounds itself with damaging purple fire. Its worst trick? Absorbing dead minions to heal itself. According to lore, it's one of the Illager's magical creations powered by corrupted energy. It's the first boss mob that the Illager will summon in an attempt to stop you. NamelessOne. The NamelessOne is an undead sorcerer boss found in the Desert Temple of Minecraft dungeons. Cloaked in ancient robes, this skeletal menace attacks with swarms of undead minions and devastating beam spells. Lore-wise, he's a forgotten king corrupted by dark magic, hence the whole nameless thing. He floats, summons, and melts health bars if you're not careful. He may be forgotten in the lore, but he'll definitely leave a mark on your health bar. Redstone Monstrosity. The Redstone Monstrosity is a hulking, lava-fueled golem boss in the fiery forge of Minecraft dungeons. Made of stone and glowing redstone, it's slow but hits like a truck and spawns redstone cubes to back it up. According to lore, it was built deep underground as a weapon by the Illager's forces. It's tough, tanky, and definitely not OSHA approved. Just keep moving and hit it from a distance, or prepare to be steamrolled. Illager. The Illager is the main villain of Minecraft dungeons, a once bullied villager who stumbled upon the Orb of Dominance and went full evil overlord. He doesn't fight much himself. He prefers summoning mobs and blasting you with magic. He's more of a puppet master than a warrior. His fight is the climax of your journey. Or so it seems. After defeating him, the orb takes over completely, mutating him into the Heart of Ender, revealing that Archie was never the true threat, just a pawn for something darker. Still, it's hard not to feel bad for him in the end. Heart of Ender. The Heart of Ender is the true final boss of Minecraft Dungeons, emerging after the Illager is consumed by the Orb of Dominance. This towering, tentacled void creature is all chaos, firing lasers, creating deadly energy waves, and teleporting unpredictably. It feels like a mix between an Enderman and an Eldritch Nightmare. The arena becomes a bullet hell, testing your dodging, healing, and timing. A cool final boss that does the Minecraft Dungeons game justice much more than the Illager. Mushroom Monstrosity. The Mushroom Monstrosity is a secret boss in Minecraft Dungeons, found in the hidden Mushroom Island level. They got lazy with this guy as he's just a Redstone Monstrosity variant, but with mushroom components. But this guy is pretty tough. He has the most HP out of any boss in the game and has 3 different attacks. A slam attack, a mushroom summon, and an extra powerful attack where he shoots a line of 7 flaming mushroom projectiles from both his hands. Which also explodes, so he's not a pushover, even if he is a reskin. Jungle Abomination. The Jungle Abomination is the boss of the overgrown temple level in Minecraft Dungeons, and easily one of the coolest looking golems in the game. This nature-infused monstrosity was created after a shard of the Orb of Dominance corrupted the jungle, fusing trees, vines, stone, and even a villager statue into one giant boss. And yeah, it's massive, over 7 blocks tall and tanky, with one of the biggest health pools in the game. It's slow, but don't let that fool you. It slams down hard with its statue arm, throws poison darts in all directions, and can summon whisperers, leap leaves, and deadly vine traps. Oh, and when it gets really mad, it might just combine all of those. You'll have to dodge a lot and hit fast, especially after you stun it. That's your chance to deal real damage. Treetop Whisperer. The Treetop Whisperer, yeah, this guy. He lurks in the treetop tangle and comes decked out with enchanted abilities like regeneration, protection, and thorns. During his fight, he even brings 2 leap leaf henchmen with him just to make your life harder. In battle, he'll smack you with those long arms, but that's just the start. He summons vines to trap you, poison quill vines to deal serious damage, and grapple vines that literally root you in place for 3 seconds. Yeah, he's annoying. And his poison quill vines? They've got double his HP. Yeah, it's not fair. Wretched Wraith. The Wretched Wraith, aka one of the hardest and most unfun bosses in the game. Yeah, this boss has a cool design, but he's just a pain. You can find this guy in the Lone Fortress mission if you have the Creeping Winter DLC. Once the fight starts, you're immediately hit with freezing winds that slow your movement, and then the Wraith starts teleporting around like it's playing hide-and-seek. It summons giant ice pillars that slam down with almost no warning and deals damage over time with icy fields. And the worst part? It splits into multiple shadowy clones that mimic its attacks. Between the slowing effects and the chaos on screen, this fight turns into a nightmare real fast. Tempest Golem. The Tempest Golem, now this is how you do a final boss. You'll find this giant storm-powered golem at the end of the Gale Sanctum in the Howling Peaks DLC, and honestly, it's one of the most visually impressive bosses in the game. It towers over everything, stays rooted in place like a proper guardian, and brings an actual strategy to the fight. You can't even damage it until you deactivate 2 wind pillars in the arena, so yeah, no mindless swinging here. Once those shields drop though, it's go time. The golem hits back with sword slams, shield bashes, lightning strikes, and even calls in squall golems for backup. But unlike some other bosses, looking at you, Wretched Wraith, this one feels fair. It's a challenge, but a fun one. Definitely one of the better boss fights in Minecraft Dungeons. Ancient Guardian. The Ancient Guardian is the final boss of the Echoing Void DLC, and let's just say, they went out with a bang. This Ender-inspired monstrosity doesn't just look terrifying, it plays the part too. You'll find it lurking deep in the End Wilds, surrounded by Endermen. This boss teleports, summons shockwaves, rains down projectiles, and does huge damage. But it's actually a really fun fight. The mechanics are challenging, but without being cheap, and every phase of the fight keeps you on your toes. Plus, it just feels like a true final boss. Visually epic, mechanically solid, and with just the right amount of frustration to make the victory feel earned. A perfect capstone to Minecraft Dungeons.